Friends, family, esteemed colleagues, and competitors, we once again are lost in Smashley. Good evening and welcome to the 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft Reveal Show. I am your annual host, Ryan Fahey, joining you for this premier event and want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for this special occasion. As always, a huge shout out goes to our commissioner in addition to his editing and producing skills for this broadcast, and may I say newly engaged, Mr. Drew Winter. Now, before we get to the revealing of the draft picks for tonight, let's remind and recognize those that put their stamp on the prior 2022 season. He had his bumps in the road for a quest to repeat. However, Sam Schwanberg did it once again, claiming the championship over Bennett Schuneman to become the reigning, defending, undisputed, two-time Universal Champion of the Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football League. Congratulations to you, Sam. We'll look to see what we have from you in 2023. Meanwhile, while this gentleman finished up as a runner-up in the postseason, the two-seeded Merce, Riley Monham, ended the year as the league's offensive juggernaut, averaging just over 123 points per week and amassing a season total of 2,226.72 points throughout the season. Well done, Merce. Unfortunately, though, while it's his passion for NASCAR and not rooting for pit stops, Austin Thome's team never got the gas in the engine for his team a season ago, as he was the only team in the league to not average 100 points per week and finishing dead last at season's end. We truly hope you have an oil change for 2023 for better things to come for you, sir. Now, last but certainly not least, let's also give a courtesy golf clap to the king of the losers, Ross Knoll, who came away atop the non-winners consolation bracket, averaging 128.3 points per week during the 4-week postseason stretch. Now, as we look here to 2023, I would like to advise of some new changes for the league. As always, it is our goal to ensure content, rules, and engagement are always at its peak every single season. This year, as you all know, the league buy-in has increased to $50 per team, which makes it a combined total pot of $600. With this increased fee, weekly winners are now in play for weeks 1 through 14, with $10 going to the top scorer in the league of that respective week. And yes, you can win more than once. The playoffs will also be shortened to 3 weeks instead of 4 this time around. Playoffs will begin week 15, and championship week will conclude on week 17. This season, week 18 will be skipped, as that is when most contending NFL teams tend to rest their starters that are in your lineup for the upcoming NFL postseason. This year as well, the top 6 teams will make the winner's playoff bracket, while the bottom 6 will go to the consolation bracket. This year's champion will receive a total of $250. The runner-up will receive $125. Third place will get $60, and our consolation bracket winner will come away with $25. The league is also now split up into 2 separate divisions. The following competitors this year are in Division A: the Merce, Riley Monham; Bennett Schuneman; the two-time defending champion Sam Schwanberg; the commissioner Drew Winter; Ross Knoll; and Adam Wishick. The remaining 6 competitors will be in Division B: Mike Reeb, Levi Hoiby, Matt Reeb, yes, Mike's brother, yours truly, Ryan Fahey, Jake New, and Austin Pit Road Thome. Furthermore, we have located to the Sleeper app for 2023 and the foreseeable future. We here at the Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football League want to thank ESPN for their past seasons of service and very much look forward to our new journey with the Sleeper Fantasy app. Now, without further ado, you have waited long enough. Let's begin with the draft selection of the 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft. As you'll see on our screen here, we will begin with the selections of who will be picking 12th, 11th, and down to the first overall pick. In addition, as a reminder, our fantasy draft will take place on Monday, Labor Day, September 4th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Now, in last year's video, I showed the crumbled up paper and the shaking of the bowl. I do want to assure you with great confidence and with the witness of our commissioner, Drew Winter, off to the side, this has already been done before we began production. So I will be picking as we go along. With the 12th pick in our 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft, Matt Reeb. Matt picked 11th in last year's draft. Picking number 11 will be his brother, Mike Reeb. Mike picked number 9 in last year's draft in 2022. With the 10th selection is our two-time defending champion, Sam Schwanberg. Sammy picked as the 5th overall selection in the first round of last year's draft. Board's starting to fill up. With the 9th pick, yours truly, Ryan Fahey. If you guys remember, I was the 6th overall pick last year, and I was very happy about that. I'm okay with this for the record. Picking as the 8th spot in our 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft, Levi Hoiby. Levi's a little familiar with this area of picking as he was 7th in last year's draft. Almost halfway there. With the 7th pick, Jake New. Jake was number 8 in last year's draft selection. So we've had two gentlemen who were 7 and 8 respectively last year. Roles have reversed. Going for the 6th selection this year, the winner of the consolation bracket last year, Ross Knoll. Ross had the 4th selection a year ago. And now we get to our top 5. With the 5th selection in this year's fantasy football draft, Bennett Schooneman. Bennett picked last in the first round of 2022. And now to our final 4. With the 4th selection in the 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft, the Merce, Riley Monham. The Merce had the 2nd overall pick just a season ago. The tensity builds. With the 3rd selection, Adam Wishick. Adam had the 1st overall pick last year. So this area a little familiar to Adam. And then there were 2. Obviously, with this next selection, whoever I announce as number 2, that following person will be number 1. I will be taking both names out. This was the first one I grabbed. This will remain as 2nd. I will leave that right here to say who was the 1st overall pick. With the 2nd overall pick, the commissioner, Drew Winter, who drafted 10th a season ago. And that means with the 1st overall pick in the 2023 Lost in Smashley Fantasy Football Draft, the gentleman who was in the pit stops a year ago, he started from the bottom, now he's here, Austin Pit Road Thome. He drafted number 3 a season ago. While he drafted number 3, he finished last. You don't want to finish last. So as you see on our board, the draft has now been completed. You can see the recap right there. As another reminder, our draft night is Labor Day night, Monday, September 4th at 7 p.m.